Hello, dear dreamers. Thank you for joining us once again as we set sail on another episode of Sleepy Voyages. As always, I am your host, Arthur, ready to navigate you through the calming seascape of slumber and self-improvement, whether you are settling into bed or simply looking for a moment of relaxation. We hope our voyage today brings you tranquility and sweet dreams. Now, for those who have been with us for a while, we wrapped up our previous tale yesterday, where we explored the legend of Medusa and discussed the overwhelming power of forgiveness. There's much to glean from that tale as we move into our theme for today. A theme that not just soothes, but heals. Loving yourself. We all know the saying, love thy neighbor, but it's equally, if not more important, to love oneself, to embrace who we truly are with all our strengths and flaws, beauties and beasts, from our nails to our narratives, from our roots to our realities. And today, dear dream sailors, we delve deep into this important topic to gracefully guide us through this concept. We summon the assistance of a tale as old as time, but with a wisdom that is ever refreshing. Tonight, we delve into the influential fairy tale, Beauty and the Beast. A tale beyond mere aesthetics. It dives into the depths of the human condition. It presents us with two main characters, each with their own kind of beauty, their individual beasts, and their unique journeys to self-love and acceptance. Before we tuck you in tonight, voyagers of the night sky, we have a small but crucial request. As your eyelids grow heavy and the soothing tones of Sleepy Voyages guide you to the realm of dreams, remember the peace, serenity, and comfort that we bring to you every night, just as a lighthouse guides lost ships in the darkness. Your reviews help other restless dreamers find their way to us. By leaving a review and sharing your thoughts on your experience, you are reaching out to other insomniacs lost in the night, guiding them towards restful sleep. Take a moment before you drift away to click on the Leave a Review button on your podcast app. Help us extend our galaxy of tranquility to all those who seek the solace of sound sleep. And once you've done that, feel free to slip back under the covers of our sleep stories, ready to be whisked away on another sleepy voyage. Remember, your stars light the way for others. Every review, every rating helps us create a bigger, more beautiful universe of peace and rest. And before you close your eyes and join us on this journey, do remember this voyage we're embarking on is much more profound than a simple trip to Slumberland. Together, we're journeying into the heart of self-love, where we can truly learn to cherish ourselves just as we are. So, get comfortable, dear dreamers. and prepare for our voyage into beauty and the beast. Stay with us as we dive headfirst into this beautiful canopy of self-love, and as we immerse ourselves in the atmosphere of soothing tranquility, let us engage in a deep breathing exercise. This hearty exercise eases your mind into a calm state, preparing us for today's comforting tale of beauty and the beast, a tale of love, acceptance, and beauty within oneself. So, my friends, wherever you are, whether you are tucked comfortably in your bed or lounging on your favorite couch, allow yourself to be present, fully here in this moment. Close your eyes if you haven't yet, and let's start off by taking a long, slow, deep breath in through your nose. Feel your chest and belly rise as you fill up with air. Hold it there for a second, and then gently exhale through your mouth, feeling the release, the surrender to relaxation. Breathe in again deeply, feeling the cool air travel through your nostrils, filling up your chest and your stomach, expanding and nourishing every cell. Hold it for a moment and then release it, expelling any tension and negativity. Keep breathing, inhaling peace and exhaling stress. Visualize the air as a healing wave flowing through your body, relaxing you further with each breath, washing away your worries, fears, and anxieties. Remember, this is our time, a time to escape from the day's hustle and bustle and immerse into a realm of peace, storytelling, and introspection. As you continue with the rhythm of inhales and exhales, let the day's thoughts drift away. Visualize yourself floating in a gentle stream, the babbling waters of this stream washing away your residual stress, leaving you light, tranquil, ready to embark on our storytelling adventure. Let your body fall naturally into this rhythm. Let each breath out be a signal to your body and mind to relax more deeply, in and out, slowly and deeply. With each breath, remember that you are embarking on a journey of self-love and discovery through the magical landscape of timeless tales, starting anew with today's tale of love and acceptance, the beauty and the beast. And now, dear listeners, I invite you to go deeper into your relaxed state as we smoothly transition to our body scanning meditation. This exercise may help you to create self-awareness, and by doing so, inspire feelings of self-love in every inch of your beautiful existence. Firstly, imagine yourself lying on a meadow with the soft warmth of the sun gently caressing your face. You feel the gentle rustle of the wind and the light tickle of freckled shadows that the overhead tree drapes you in. Now focus on the top of your head. Recognize the sensation there. Is it tingling Do you feel any sort of tension, or is it relaxed? Become attuned to your body. Slowly imagine inviting a warm, soothing wave of relaxation to sweep down, starting from your scalp, releasing any tension as it moves along. Let this wave of tranquility wash over your forehead, smoothing out worry lines. It cascades down the bridge of your nose, easing down to your jaws, relaxing the muscles, unlocking any clenching or tension you may unknowingly hold there. The wave continues its voyage, cascading over your shoulders, those burdens you've been shouldering. Feel them getting lighter. That's right. There's no need to hold on to them any longer. Let it then flow down your arms, all the way to your fingertips, before gently rolling down your chest, your belly, your hips. This energy, this warmth, it is washing away all your tensions, all your anxieties. It's making room for love, for acceptance, for yourself. Finally, visualize it flowing down your legs, reaching your feet, and leaving a trail of peace and tranquility behind. Your whole body now is calm, at peace, and in this tranquility there awaits a space for you to love and accept you for all that you are. Picture in your heart a beautifully radiant light. With each breath you take, the light gets brighter, filling you up with love, acceptance, kindness. Feel this love and acceptance flow through you. This light, this warmth, it's a reflection of you, of your love towards yourself. Take a moment, dear listeners, to thank yourself, to send love and gratitude to every part of your being for everything it does for you. You are a wonderful collection of stardust, a beautiful tapestry of life. Hold on to this feeling of self-love and kindness as we prepare to weave ourselves into the beautiful narrative of Beauty and the Beast. All right, now that we've grounded ourselves with our body scan meditation, let's move into an intention I want us to set for tonight. As you lie there, cozy in your bed or wherever your sleepy voyages take place, let's begin by setting the intention of self-love and acceptance. I want you to imagine, just for this moment, that your heart is a glowing, warm orb of light right in the center of your chest. Feel the warmth spreading across your chest, your neck, your shoulders, and as you breathe in, imagine that orb growing warmer and brighter, filling you with a sense of peace and comfort. And as you breathe out, it's dispersing any negativity, any insecurities. Visualize this light radiating love and acceptance from within you, acknowledging all that you are as enough and beautiful just as it is, the beauty that resides within you, just like our dear Catherine from the tale we're about to explore. Remember that you are worthy, just as you are. You don't need to change to be loved, much like our dear beast. who was loved simply for the beauty within him. As we start our tale, let's carry this feeling of warmth and glowing self-love into the story. May it resonate with us all through the night. Let's embark on our sleepy voyage tonight, fueled by the power of self-love and acceptance, with beauty and the beast. As our narrative begins, we find ourselves in a small, peculiar town. Now, imagine the brick-paved lanes lined with charming old homes with red roofs and cobblestone streets bustling with life. This whimsical scene is glistening under the warm embrace of the sun as the cheerfulness of the townspeople echoes through the open market. In this vibrant town lived a merchant with his daughters. The merchant, a man of humble stature, wore a heart full of love for his daughters, who were his jewels. His life, though not adorned with riches, shivered in the cold gusts of sorrow since his beloved wife's demise. Despite this, he carried an aura of resilience, a testament to his strength reflecting in his honest eyes. Amongst his 3 daughters, there is one who our story orbits around, Catherine. Catherine isn't just an ordinary girl. She carries an encompassing warmth, subtly illuminating her surroundings. Her beauty was not woven in her looks, but it blossomed from the kindness radiating from her soul, so pure and unassuming that it was her crown. She was an amalgamation of compassion, courage, and resilience, embodying the essence of inner beauty in its truest form. Her love for adventure and yearn for wisdom was fed by the books she devotedly read, envisaging a world far from this peculiar town. Her hazel eyes sparkled with dreams as vast as the twinkling night sky. Despite the allure of the dreams she carried in her heart, she was binded to her roots by a string of responsibility towards her father and sisters. For the world, this was a peculiar town, but for Catherine, it was the canvas of her simple yet vibrant life. The love between her and the townsfolk reciprocated in the tender warmth of her selfless soul, an embodiment of love to be unraveled as our story unfolds. Soon we will journey further into Catherine's character, understanding more deeply the truth of her resilience, her kindness, and the luminosity of her inner beauty waiting to be unveiled. Picturing the quaint town, the dear merchant, and his loving daughter, Catherine, let us now take a deep, soothing breath. Listen to the humming tone of your breath in and out as it gently guides you toward the realm of tranquil dreams, paralleling the affectionate story of our dear Catherine, the merchant's youngest daughter, with skin as peachy as a sunset and eyes that sparkled like the night sky. But her beauty was far more than skin deep. It was the grandeur of her spirit, her exuberance of life, that truly captured the essence of her appeal. Catherine was different from others in the peculiar town. She was resilient, holding an unyielding spirit that no amount of harsh winds could waver. Her name does mean beauty, after all, but to confine her to only physical beauty would be a gross underestimation of her character. Wouldn't you agree? Kindness bloomed from Catherine like the sweetest of roses. In every interaction, she only put forth kindness, tending to the needs of the weary, the poor, much like a caretaker, to everyone around her. She had warmth that could calm the wildest of storms. Being kind to all living beings was innately a part of her soul. Catherine's beauty was not from the elaborate gowns she draped, not the red roses she wore in her hair, but it was her inner beauty that outshone everything else. This was her true allure, a beauty that never fades or wrinkles, the kind that resides deep within our hearts, in our actions, and in our words. The enchanting quality of Catherine made her stand out in a sea of sameness, but it also led her towards a journey of self-discovery and eventual self-acceptance, a journey that awaited her in the castle of the beast, a journey that perhaps mirrors your own, dear listener. If you choose to listen, close your eyes and see, as we prepare to embark on this journey of self-love with Catherine. Let's take a short breath. Breathe in her resilience. Exhale any doubts or fears. Breathe in her kindness. Let go of any resentments you may be holding. Breathe in her inner beauty and expel any self-deprecating thoughts. Let your breath build a bridge to your heart, where the essence of self-love resides. Are you ready to accompany Catherine on her path of discovering beauty beyond appearances? As her story unfolds, perhaps you too will learn to see your reflection with a kinder eye, to love yourself wholly, and to embrace the exquisitely unique beauty that resides within your own soul. And remember, dear listener, sometimes the most challenging journey is the one within. And now let's move our mental journey a bit further into the craggy, darkened edges of the woods. Shadows dance in the flickering moonlight, and an eerie enigma awaits us here. We find our way to a grand castle, shrouded in a hushed mystique, where at first glance it seems like nature itself has forgotten to spread its joy. Caught within the walls of this castle, deep inside, is the beast himself. At first sight, he could easily cloud one's heart with fear, with his imposing figure, complete with enormous horns, deep set eyes that glow menacingly, and his shaggy, tangled fur that speaks of the wilderness he embodies. The beast's exterior, in many ways, matches the boisterous roars that echo through his stony halls. Yet, much like Catherine, the beast also carries a curse. Unlike Catherine's societal chains, his is a much more literal curse. Once a handsome prince, he was transformed into this monstrous being, for his inability to see beyond physical appearances, for dismissing someone who was seemingly ordinary, but had a heart full of kindness, and so he remains cursed to this tragic form until he can find someone who can look past the surface, identify the heart within, and love the person beneath the beast. The beast, thus, as terrifying as he seems, is a creature of vulnerability, symbolizing the harshness one can impose on themselves due to past regrets and mistakes, becoming prisoners of our own judgments, burdened by the weight of his curse. He resonates with those of us who have ever felt unlovable or have battled with accepting ourselves for who we are, blemishes and all. So, dear listeners, as we sink into our slumbers tonight, let's remember that the image of the beast isn't just here to frighten, but to provoke thought, to stir in us a understanding of the layers of our own self-love. And just as Catherine will learn in her journey, can we also learn to embrace our inner beast and find beauty and love within ourselves. As we delve deeper into our story, we come to a moment of profound selflessness, a moment where our protagonist, Catherine, showcases her love, not just for others, but for herself as well. A moment that sets off a chain of events, serving as the crux of our fabled tale. Make yourself comfortable, dear listeners, as we delve into this pivotal section of our story. Close your eyes. Let the soft tones of my voice charm you into the world of enchantments and unseen beauty. Catherine's elderly father had stumbled upon the beast's castle, seeking refuge from a harsh storm. His coerced stay ended dramatically when he, innocently, plucked a rose from the castle gardens, infuriating the beast, who then held him captive. Upon learning her father's predicament, Catherine, resolute and vibrant, made a daunting decision. Unperturbed by the intimidating figure hidden behind the castle walls, Catherine chose to offer herself in her father's stead, a mirror of her strength, her courage, her love. She manifested the vital step of self-love, courage to be who she truly is, courage to stand by what she believes in, courage to make arduous choices. And in that selfless act, my dear listeners, Catherine educated us that loving oneself involves making difficult decisions for the betterment of our own inner peace and happiness. It was a demonstration of love in its purest, most selfless form, sacrifice. And I encourage you all, dear listeners, to truly think about that before you fall asleep tonight. Think about the sacrifices you might need to make for your own well-being, for your journey to self-love. Now, let the stillness of the night wrap you into the warmth of dream. Let your consciousness drift off into the soothing realm of sleep, where Catherine steps into an enchanted castle, a castle like no other, a castle that we will now explore. And so, dear listener, Catherine finds herself riding towards the ominous yet astonishing castle in the woods that belonged to the beast. You see, this castle was unlike any other imaginable. It was both a terrifying fortress and a splendid palace rolled into one, nestled in the heart of the dark forest. Can you imagine it, my friend? Can you see the towering spires reaching for the clouds, each one meticulously adorned with intricate gargoyles? These lived in their terrifying stone stillness, forever trapped mid-roar. The castle walls, massive and as grey as a stormy sky, stand as formidable barriers, creating an imposing sight. Yet, if one can look past the chilling exclusivity, the walls of the castle echo tales of a grandeur that once was. And among all this, juxtaposed brilliantly, are the delicate hints of beauty. Stained glass windows twinkle with all shades of the rainbow, a dappled spectacle casting playful colours across the stone-cold walls. Beautifully carved statues dot the castle grounds, harking back to an era of elegance and grace, forever trapped in stone, just like the castle's master. Moss and vines flirt with castle stones, providing a much-needed splash of green against the grey. It seems as if nature herself tried to soothe the castle's moody gloom and cultivate growth amidst the stone. Indeed, dear listener, within these cold, grey walls, you have just as much a possibility to confront a dark, dreary corridor as stumble upon a splendid ballroom, demurely shimmering under the gentle embrace of the chandeliers. You see, the castle is a reflection of the beast himself, scary on the outside, yet beautiful within. Just like the beast, his castle straddles the edge of darkness and light, concealing within it heart, aching stories and hidden beauty. And it's right here that Catherine's journey of finding love, not just for the beast, but herself, truly begins. Because love, my dear listeners, begins with understanding, acceptance, and compassion. Dear dreamer, let's now explore the enchanted corners of Beast's grand castle, where Catherine finds herself an unwilling guest. Amid the castle's grandeur, the melancholic beauty, a peculiar group of inhabitants soon welcome her. They are beloved objects with a warmth that transcends their cold brass forms. Now, please, dear listener, close your eyes and imagine a talking grandfather clock, a vintage teapot brewing with motherly care, and a candle stand with the charm of a seasoned entertainer. Unusual companions, to be sure, but with hearts as kind and inviting as the golden glow that radiates from the castle's many rooms. The talking clock's tick-tock seems to whisper encouraging messages. Each sound brings with it the promise of endurance through challenging times. His voice, gruff yet warm, rings doorways of honor and dutiful authority. He is Cogsworth, the keepers of hours, a beacon of discipline in a world unsettled by a prince's curse. The teapot, Mrs. Potts, brings a sense of comfort and serenity. A piping hot cup of her finest infusion, accompanied by an encouraging smile, metaphorically drawn on her porcelain face, serves as a reminder to Catherine and to us that there is warmth to be found in the chilliest corners of life. And finally, the candle stand, Lumiere. His candelabra arms flicker with life, casting playful shadows on lofty walls. His entertaining stories, echoing through the corridors, bring hope and laughter, reminding Catherine and us all that it is essential to find the spark of positivity even in the darkest hours. These seemingly inanimate characters present an overarching spectacle of steadfast spirit, a beautiful display of retaining one's identity despite being royally tossed by the winds of change. Catherine, they share a crucial message of self-love, showing that one's value doesn't depend on their appearance, but in their actions, their spirit, and their ability to spread warmth and light. They also represent facets of the human heart, symbolizing strength, care, and humor. Embracing these elements within us is a step towards self-acceptance. These characters paint a vivid picture of how to love, serve, and, most importantly, remain true to oneself. An immensely thought-provoking concept to simmer down into your subconscious as you travel down the road of restful sleep. So, our dear Catherine is not as alone as she thought, and neither are you. The castle walls may be cold, the shadows deep, but there is light, warmth, and an odd but wonderful companionship waiting to be discovered. What happens next on Catherine's journey we will delve into after this short break. Allow the wisdom of these curious, charming characters to whisper tales of self-love and acceptance into your dreams. Remember, dear listener, self-love begins with understanding that your value and worth, like the talking clock, the teapot, and the candle stand, is far beyond mere appearances. Breathe in their wisdom, breathe out any doubts. As the days and weeks melded in the enchanted castle, Catherine began to perceive the beast less as a fearsome figure, less as an aberration, but as someone who, just like her, was wonderfully unique. She started to see the beast for who he truly was, an ensemble of his experiences, his loneliness, and his desperate longing to be loved, not for his appearance, but for his heart, his spirit. Every evening they would dine together, sharing not just the lavish feasts prepared by the magical house staff, but also their stories, their laughter, their apprehensions. Slowly, as the beast's many layers of bitterness and anger ebbed, Catherine could see his heart more clearly. Through this transforming lens of perception, the beast's gnarled figure began to soften, making way for a gentle, gracious soul that had been hidden away, just like the shadows in the candlelight softened the harsh realities of surroundings. Catherine's growing understanding molded the beast into something less frightening, something familiar, something almost beautiful in its own unique way. Her perception was not clouded by fear anymore. Rather, it was shining with empathy. And here, my dear listeners, we find a lesson tucked away beautifully, yet so subtly. Sometimes our immediate perception of ourselves or others is filtered through the lens of judgment, of societal norms, of beauty, of conformity. This results in a distorted image that is far from the truth. But as Catherine did, looking beyond what's visible to the eye, deep into the heart, can reveal the true beauty that lies within each one of us. So I want you to visualize yourself standing in front of a body of clear water, your reflection staring back at you. It carries no judgment, no preconceived notion of beauty. It just reflects you, your soul, your spirit. Let's cultivate a vision like Catherine, a vision that doesn't determine worth based on appearance, but based on the symphony of experiences, emotions, and endeavors that shape us. A vision that appreciates and adores ourselves for who we are, unique in our own beautiful ways, just like the beast. We'll continue our journey with Catherine and the beast in just a moment. But for now, let these thoughts gently reverberate. Let this new perception guide you through the corridors of self-love and acceptance. Close your eyes and take a deep, soothing breath. Now, gentle dreamer, we follow Beast on a profound journey of self-examination and change, a transformative process prompted by Catherine's unique way of seeing him, not as a monster, but as a soul in distress. Within his grand castle, the beast found himself wrestling with strange yet consuming emotions, each stirred by Catherine's kindness and resilience. As he observed Catherine, the beast began to mirror her goodness, and he realized that despite his monstrous appearance, he too had the capacity to love and be loved. He grew increasingly aware of his harshness, his gruff exterior that had once been an armor against the world, now started to feel like a perpetually chilling winter. He yearned to break free, yearned to melt away this armor, and maybe underneath it, find a heart that could warm up to love and perhaps even kindness. Beast's transformation was not physical at this point, dreamers. The changes were within. He became increasingly patient, empathetic, and compassionate, doing his best to master his temper and adopt a gentler approach towards his staff and Catherine, winning her trust and companionship. This was a reflection of his internal growth, an exploration of his own soul that was hidden beneath layers of anger and resentment. Just as flowers need time to bud and bloom, Beast's transformation took time. It was subtle and gradual, a journey with moments of self-doubt and despair. But instead of letting them deter him, he embraced these challenges. Sleepy voyagers, this is an embodiment of self-love. To allow yourself to see your flaws, and then muster the courage and will to evolve, to grow beyond them. Beast was learning to love himself, not despite his perceived flaws, but with them, a lesson for us all in our wakeful lives, in the stillness of the night, just as you're about to embark on a journey of dreams. Let Beast's transformation inspire you. Inspect your strengths and weaknesses, embrace them, and embark upon your journey of self-improvement, just like the Beast in our story. As we continue our voyage through the grand halls of the mystical castle, journeying deeper into the heart of our story, we find Catherine and the Beast's relationship taking an interesting turn. At first, the Beast's gruff manner seemed as imposing as the dread-filled depths of his castle. Catherine, however, with her brave heart and unwavering kindness, saw past the surface. She was able to peer through the ferocious exterior, beyond the raw and rugged edges of the Beast, and glimpse something more, something gentle, something caring, something vulnerable. Now, dear listener, I invite you to breathe in deeply, and as you exhale, let go of your own judgments, just as Catherine did. Shed your own cloak of expectation and simply exist in the present moment, in acceptance. Herein lies the first step to loving oneself. The bond between Catherine and Beast grew stronger with each passing day, whether it was the shared laughter during meals, the enlightening conversations in the vast library, or the silent moments of companionship in the candle-lit corridors. Catherine found a comforting companion in the Beast. Unlike the townsfolk who were trapped in their own judgments, Catherine embraced acceptance. She saw in the Beast the beauty of his spirit beneath the surface, just like the love we often dismiss within ourselves. Hidden behind our insecurities, the Beast, in turn, gradually let go of his projected anger and bitterness, opening himself to the possibility of acceptance and growth. He too began to see himself from Catherine's vision, learning to love the person mirroring back at him from the eyes of Catherine. He found in Catherine's eyes not a monster, but a misunderstood soul yearning for love. And so, dear listeners, remember this sentiment as you journey towards self-love. We often tend to be our own harshest critics, yet through the eyes of acceptance, through the eyes of love, the image softens. We can learn to love ourselves, not in spite of our flaws, but including them. They are what make us uniquely us. As we wrap up this part of the journey, I want you to hold on to this thought: the possibility of viewing yourself through the eyes of love, much as Catherine did for the beast. This transformation of perception, this shift of self-awareness is the first step in learning to love ourselves. Now we dive into the most considerable turning point of our story's journey. Close your eyes, dear dreamers, and let us travel back to the heart of the charming town where Catherine returns home, shouldered by the promise of freedom generously given by the beast. In the hustle of daily town life, Catherine finds her world unexpectedly, feeling smaller, narrower. She notices the lack of enchantment that the castle and its unusual residents wielded. She longs for those spacious rooms filled with books, the grand banquets, even beasts' unbearable gruffness. But mostly she aches for the sincere companionship she experienced there. Yes, dreamers, Catherine realizes, much to her own surprise, that she holds deep affection for Beast. She recognizes that beneath the harsh exterior lies a soul capable of feeling, of gentleness, of kindness. She begins to understand that sometimes the most authentic beauty lies beneath the surface, waiting to be discovered. Meanwhile, the beast pines in his lonely castle, his heart growing fond of Catherine's absence. The days seem longer, the rooms feel emptier. The castle that once seemed to resonate with Belle's lively chatter now stands silent and cold. The tale takes a dark turn when, driven by a twisted perception of heroism, the townsmen gather, armed with torches and pitchforks, fueled by fear and misunderstanding. The castle, once a forgotten myth, now becomes the forefront of their wild, intrusive fantasy. The beast, unaware of the danger lurking, is ill-prepared for the attack that awaits him. Catherine, upon hearing the grim scheming, is filled with horror. Her heart tightens at the thought of the beast alone and against the enraged townsman. A realization bubbles up in her. Love isn't confined in pretty exteriors, but flourishes in understanding and acceptance. With newfound determination, Catherine races against time to save Beast, driven by a love that sees beyond physical appearances. And this, dear dreamers, is where we learn to accept ourselves as we are and love ourselves courageously for who we are, not for how the world sees us or how we believe the world should see us, but for our truest, rawest selves. Let's take a deep breath before continuing on this brave journey of discovery. Inhale deeply, filling your lungs with cool, invigorating air. Then exhale slowly, letting go of any judgment or fear, embracing yourself just as you are, a wonderful creature inherently full of love and deserving of love. And so we journey on to the climax of our tale. Catherine, in her quaint village, hears whispers of a terrifying beast living in a castle not too far away. The villagers, driven by fear and a misguided sense of righteousness, prepare to attack the castle to challenge the beast, unaware of the profound transformation that has taken place within its ancient walls. As they march forward, torches flickering in the dark and their voices filling the eerie silence, a knot of fear forms in Catherine's heart. She feels a deep, gut-wrenching realization dawn upon her. The beast is no longer a symbol of terrifying malice to her. He's someone she has begun to care for deeply, someone whose soul mirrors her own in many ways. Her heart races, and in that pulsing beat, she recognizes that the affection she feels for the beast is not born out of pity or obligation, but a profound love and acceptance that surges from deep within her. As the monstrous mob advances, Catherine races against time to reach the beast's castle. Her heart pounds in her chest, not merely from the exertion, but from a newfound realization of her feelings, her love for the beast. The darkness of the evening encroaches upon the land, yet a beacon of clarity seems to have illuminated Catherine's heart. This very realization of love and acceptance she feels toward the beast, it isn't just about him anymore. It extends to herself too. She loves the kindness, courage, and resilience in herself that the beast helped reveal. And when she realizes this love for the beast, a being perceived as monstrous by others, yet tender at heart, she implicitly acknowledges the love and worth she carries within herself, irrespective of the world's views and judgments. And so, dear listeners, let Catherine's realization be a lullaby to your soul as you breathe in deeply. Absorb the essence of self-love and acceptance that fills our tale tonight. May each breath instill a sense of peace and, more importantly, love for others, but first and foremost for yourself, because in the end, it is this love that truly transforms us In the same way, it transformed the beast. And Catherine, let your breaths slow as we journey towards the resolution of our tale, accompanied by the timeless message of self-love this beautiful classic holds for us. Visualize the looming castle nestled in the velvet canvas of the night. Catherine, her heart echoing with newfound affection, dares to confront the shadowy chaos, her love for the beast guiding her like a resolute lighthouse amongst the rampant storm. The night matures around them, wrapping the world in darkness, yet an enlightened understanding illuminates within Catherine. The ties that bind us can often be tested, can't they, voyagers? A desperate plea from home throws Catherine into turmoil, but the beast, undeniably in love, releases her. Love had shown him the path of selflessness. Upon her return, Catherine finds her beloved beast wounded, his exterior terrifying, reflecting his tormented soul, tears coursing down her face. Catherine realizes her feelings aren't swayed by his external form, but moved profoundly by the gentle spirit underneath the monstrous exterior. The clock hands cease their dance as anticipation fills the atmosphere. The castle holds its breath, awaiting a magic-induced transformation. Catherine, fueled by genuine love, confesses her feelings with a kiss of pure acceptance. Simultaneously, the castle is enveloped in the reassuring embrace of the long-awaited spell. What changed then, voyagers? The beast, his heart full of love and acceptance for himself and Catherine, was reborn, transformed from the hideous creature to the compassionate prince he truly was, a representation of his inner metamorphosis. The spell breaking wasn't just about finding true love, but about achieving essential self-acceptance. This illuminating moment emphasizes that through loving and accepting our own selves, we invite transformative magic into our essence. Love then comes fluttering on the wings of this transformative acceptance. Well, dear listeners, we have inked an enchanting journey tonight, delving deep into the heart of the tale, Beauty and the Beast. We discovered that true beauty emanates from the core of one's character. It's not something you can see, but something you can feel. It is in the kindness that Catherine shows to the beast, despite his outward appearance, in the circumstances that forced him to self-reflect on his past actions and confronted by his own ugliness, aimed to become a better person. A key point that I would like you to remember from this story, dear voyagers, is that loving yourself is the beginning of a lifelong affair, and accepting one's flaws is where this journey of self-love begins. Each of us is a unique mix of strengths and weaknesses, and it's okay. Let me encourage you, listener, before drifting into your quiet night to find a moment for yourself, to appreciate who you are right here and right now. You may not be perfect, and that's perfectly all right. Embrace your blemish with grace and love yourself unapologetically, as Catherine loved the beast. For what lies beneath the surface always holds greater importance. Furthermore, during our voyages of shared stories and sleepy nights, I invite you to spread this newly found acceptance to others in your life. After all, a seed of love, when sown, only brings forth blossoms of compassion and understanding. And with that beautiful thought, dear voyagers, we conclude tonight's captivating episode. Gratitude, dear friends, for letting me share this space with you. Your companionship enriches this journey, making it as delightful for me as I hope it's for you. Rest assured, dear listeners, more sleep stories await you beyond this serene night. We've reached the end of our voyage for tonight. Now, I'd invite you all to close your eyes if you still have them open. Relax into the softness and the safety of your bed. I hope that the story of Beauty and the Beast has touched your heart, reminded you of the importance of loving yourself for the unique, wonderful being that you are. With these thoughts swirling gently in your mind, let's transition into a soothing, short meditation. You've done the hard work of journeying with us. Now it's time to let go of everything and drift towards the tranquil state of sleep. It's been an eventful day, hasn't it? Now, my dear voyagers, as you lay there, bundle yourself into your blanket. Feel its weight and warmth around you, a comforting cocoon. This is your haven, your sanctuary. You are safe and content here. Let's take a deep, healing breath in together, filled with self-love and acceptance. I want you to imagine taking in the soft, soothing light of self-love with this breath. Fill your lungs completely. 1, 2, 3. Now, hold it for a moment. When you're ready, release. As you exhale, imagine letting go of the day's tasks, the day's worries. They're not needed here, not in your sanctuary. 1, 2, 3. Well done. Remember, every breath is a new beginning, a silent affirmation of life, a quiet celebration of you. Now, just let your breathing fall into its natural rhythm. Allow the scenes of the story, the messages of self-love and acceptance to escort you to the realm of dream. Dear voyagers, as we conclude this episode and you journey towards a night full of peaceful dreams, I want to leave you with this good night wish. May you find the same self-love that Beauty and the Beast found, the profound understanding that it's not just the world that needs to accept you, but most importantly, it is you who needs to accept and love yourself. Sleep, dear friends. You are deserving of rest and renewal, as Catherine saw the beauty within the beast. May you recognize your own undeniable worth. Tomorrow is another day, another story, but for now, let's sail into the peaceful sea of sleep. Good night, dear voyagers. Dream well until our paths cross again in the next story.